Good morning. Here we are, the beginning of a new week, the start of something new. This is what's going to change the rest of your week. This is the tone in which you set. This is the speed, this pace that you will set for the rest of your week. What are you going to do? I spent a day yesterday. I was offered an opportunity to go to a place, share company with friends, enjoy a beautiful dinner. And for some reason, my whole system was thrown off because I have moments where I have a hard time in large group settings. Since I was a young person, a young kid, I always had problems in crowds. I didn't know what it was until I became older. I find out through friends that a lot of the things that an empath deals with is energy from others, and I didn't know that. And so I find myself being an empath. And so there I was I don't know how many people were in this building, but it wasn't a large number, but it was more than I wasn't prepared, I guess, is how I should go about this. And so, not thinking about it, I didn't ground myself like I should have. That night, I'd spent the night going to sleep much later than I normally do, and I woke up much earlier. And so I'd spent all of yesterday with about 3 hours sleep. So my whole system was thrown off, and there I am with friends, and I go into this quiet thing. And so the topic that I want to talk about today is the shift. I mentioned in yesterday's vlog. I've come into contact with people who are now asking, how do you know when you're on the right path, when you're walking down your journey, and so how do you know? I could tell you, and then as I did yesterday, I gave you some of my examples. Now, it's not all that there is available for you to seek out and find out how. Or I give mostly when I talk my what's happened to me. And so I've mentioned in many of these little vlogs that I do, I give tidbits out of my shift. The shift meaning when you make that transition. I'm still in the transition, and it probably will be like that the rest of my life. But it's becoming aware of the changes that are going on. You become aware when you have a feeling, when you sense a change, when you're in a group of people and you feel energy of all the others. It just so happens it was an event where it was a psychic medium who was reading people in the audience. And so that kind of doubled up on the energy. My event yesterday that I went to. But the shift happens, and when it happens, we almost go into a battle of ourselves, a battle of our ego and a battle of our soul, a battle of our heart. And the battle is this, where one tries to keep its position in our system, the ego. And so for me, again, this is for me, giving examples of how this shift happened, how it began with me and how it's continually having an effect on my life. I become very sensitive to the things that are around me. Sensitive in the way that I'm aware, I see, I feel. It's like now people come near me, and I don't necessarily have to hear your words. I can feel your energy. I can feel what it is you're really trying to say. Now, it becomes cumbersome when I'm in a large group, and then it becomes a lot of chatter where certain energies will come out louder than others. But in the end, it's like a bunch of sound that's very disturbing. The shift is noticing the change. And so I come home last night, 8:30-ish, completely exhausted. And by probably 9:30, I'm sound asleep, and I actually have a solid night's sleep finally. And one of the things you'll find on this shift is that sleep becomes very difficult, especially between the hours of 2 and 4. 2 and 4 hours are like, oh, the dreams become off the chart. But the dreams aren't the dreams that you typically will have. These dreams, when you start going through this shift, become almost like a message board. It becomes like a video of your higher self sending you information. Some of the information in the dreams will be very obvious to the message. Other dreams will be where you will have a need to have assistance in interpreting the dream. But there's a message in the dream. And a lot of these come through the hours of 2 and 4. So for those of you listening now and go through this time where sleep is hard to come by and dreams are abundant, this is the time to start making notes of your dreams, whether it's through the phone, grabbing your phone, turn record, and just record what it is you remember then and come back to the dream when you wake completely. This is the easiest way to capture dreams versus getting up, writing it down, turning the lights on. Sometimes it's easier just to grab your phone and record. I digress. This shift, you will notice things happening. You will become more aware, and it becomes like you're going to question most things because your ego is going to be telling you this isn't real, this isn't, and then your soul, your heart will be going, yes, this is right. This feels right. Everything about this either feels like I've done this before or this is something that I need to do. I mentioned the other day about receiving things, receiving gifts. In order to really make this shift happen in the way it's supposed to happen, you have to download a lot of things that you might have contained or retained in your system. I mentioned the other day about my phone, having too much information in the system in my phone and not having enough memory. And this is kind of a metaphor for how we do. We store things, hurts, pains, people, things that they've done to us. We store these things in us and we don't let go of them. Now imagine your phone. This is you, your phone. You trying to receive the latest updates that God in the universe has for you, but it's like you don't have enough capacity to receive the download because you don't have enough space available. Part of this shift is learning how to let go. That's the biggest part. How are you going to receive if you have no capacity, no space available, no more memory in your card? I mentioned also that this is one of the biggest things that I've had to do on my walk, my journey, is to let go of a lot. The more I let go, the more I receive. What I receive are the things that were always intended for me. Those who see me on my Facebook, those who see me on Instagram, those who see me on my YouTube channel, you'll see that there's been a change. The things that I'm doing are are things that I didn't do in the beginning when I started on this Facebook. So I'm leaving a trail of my journey. But the more you open up, the more you have available to receive the shift, the change. It's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing because you become more who you've always been intended to be. But mostly it's letting go of the things that we've learned. There's a lot of things that we've learned in this journey of ours that are no longer serving this purpose. And we all hit a moment where it's like, what the heck am I doing? Why? And you'll have those moments where you just sit and go, what am I doing? I'm spinning my wheels doing something that I find, I'm not finding eternal pleasure. I'm not finding like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I suggested to someone the other day what I do. And all, like I say, all these vlogs are things that I do. I don't dictate, I don't mandate, I don't push. I just say, this is what I do. And for me, I find a release going out into nature. It just so happens I live close to the water. The water draws and gives me energy. And I find a peace. And when I find that peace, it's like all of a sudden I see beauty. And a lot of times I capture the beauty in a photo. But it's messages that I receive. And it's like when I'm done, it's like there's a great sense of peace that just washes through me. So find yours. When you sit in the middle of this shift that you might be going through, and there are a lot of you right now going through this, because this is a year, 2020 is a year where things are going to happen to you that are going to be, whoa, what's going on here? This is the time. This is the time for a new decade. This is the time for change. This is time to let go. This is the time to receive what's coming to you. Are you ready? This is your time. This is your time to step into who you are. Yeah, there could be things going on in your life right now that seem overwhelming, but just know this is part of the journey for you to wake up. This is a shift that's going on in you. It's a reminder to wake up. If any of this resonates with you, you can find me again here. For those, the first ones will see this will be on Instagram. Then I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and then you'll find it on Facebook. So, Power of Love Heals. Nicholas Gallardo, Facebook. Subscribe, like. Hit that little reminder bell. You get the latest updates. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. For those who receive it, there's just one person that catches the words. That's all I'm seeking. I'm just a farmer in this world. I'm planting seeds of love, seeds of hope. And not all the seeds will make fruit. But if I can get one seed to take, one seed to grow, then my mission is done as a farmer. So, be well, be love, always. And until next time,